So yes, I'm angry. You want to know why I'm angry? Because I believe in what's called fairness. Okay? Everyone talks about God all the time. God is good. God is good. Well, I'm going to say something. I'm upset at God a little bit, okay? And I'm going to tell you why. Actually, a lot. Don't take my wife. She's 46. My wife was a fighter, man. My wife was a fighter. She fought cancer for 10 years. 10 years. Now, you might say, well, you should be grateful. No, I'm not grateful because she should have never got it in the first place. She got it because of 9/11. My wife got cancer of no fault of her own. She was a victim, just like so many other people. I pray for all of them. I pray for all the victims of 9/11, all those families. They should have never got hurt or cancer or lost their lives. None of them, okay? God, in my opinion, should have stopped those planes from hitting the World Trade Center. That's just my opinion, okay? I don't understand why God had to take my wife. She was only 46. I'm sorry. Look, I love God. I pray to God every night. I pray to Jesus every night. But I do have anger. And you want to know what the crazy thing? I hope I didn't offend God. I'm going to tell you a little story because I yelled at God. My mom was sitting down at the recliner. And I said, God, why did you take my wife? She was only 46 years old, I said. My children need her. My daughter needs her. My son needs her. I need her. Couldn't you give her a hand? You couldn't carry her? She was fighting for a month and a half on ventilators. She was fighting. She was fighting that pneumonia, that aspiration pneumonia. She needed help. She needed you to help her, God. But I got so angry at God. You know, the next day my mother passed away. I don't know. But they say that wasn't God. Look, my mother had she had a severe health problem with her lungs. The poor woman, you know. She had a lot of problems. She was on oxygen 24 hours a day. She had the triple bypass, 2018. She had the COPD. She had a pulmonary embolism, I think it was called. She collapsed, my mother, right in front of me. I gave her mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. I worked on it until the paramedics got there. They said I kept her alive. I kept her pulse. I was blowing so much air. I was doing everything to help her to keep her alive. But they worked on it for 10 minutes and then they said, that's it. There's nothing else we could do. But I just want answers from God. Katie, give me answers. You had to take both my wife and my mother in 2 weeks. You had to take the two of them. You had to take my entire family. Okay, I have my kids. Thank God. I have my kids. I got my dogs and my kids. But the thing is, you don't understand how important my wife and my mom is. And I really, she was only 46. Look, my mom, I tell people all the time, look, it hurts me, but she was 75. She saw the grandkids grow up. She raised me. She did a great job. I love my mother. 75. And you know what? She wasn't taking care of herself. She didn't really have the will to live. She was stuck on that recliner. She wasn't moving. She had no mobility. I get it. I kind of understand. But my wife was 46. And up until January 7th, she was fine. She was singing happy birthday to my daughter at her birthday party, at a birthday party. She was 100%. So, and then just a few days later, she got that aspiration pneumonia and it all went downhill. It wasn't even a cancer. It was a pneumonia. And I want answers. I do. Why did this all have to happen? You couldn't help her. They were giving her, they pumped that girl with antibiotics for 4 weeks straight. And still she couldn't get better. She actually did get better. But then because of the ventilator, that caused more mucus in her. And she couldn't cough it up. And then they were sticking those poor tubes down this girl's throat, and it made her throw up and aspirate again. She didn't even throw up when she came off the ventilator, because that was another thing. They were like, Rich, you can't eat or drink anything. She had to suffer for 36 days. They had her on a feeding tube. At first, she wasn't on a feeding tube for the first week. She was just getting the electrolytes. But then they put her on the feeding tubes. It's a nightmare what I went through, that poor girl. She was fighting. She was fighting. She was suffering because she wanted to be with her family. I asked her, I said, Jen, they're all talking about hospice. This is what they say. I said, I don't want to put you on hospice. She went like this. She had the tube and she went this. You want to keep fighting for your family? She was a fighter. She was a warrior. But she needed you, God. She needed you to help her. She needed you to help her. She wanted to stay with her family. I'm sorry, I might be insulting a lot of people right now, but we lost everything. I lost my wife, my mother, and like I said, because I was my wife's caretaker, the insurance company was paying me $3,000 a month to do that. That was my full-time job, taking care of my wife and my mom's Social Security, disability, and pension. This was all our household income. We lost all of it, $7,000 a month. Anybody has a good heart out there to help our family, this is my Cash App. It's also going to be in the description of this video. It's the $ RichardLevoi. There's no space. There's no underscore in between my first and my last name. It is the $ RichardLevoi. I just want answers from God. Why did you have to take both my wife and my mother? Why? You couldn't leave one? Couldn't leave my wife? That was only 46? 46 is too young. It's too young. Please help my family. God bless all of you. I want to be a great dad to my kids. So Cash App is the $ RichardLevoi. $RichardLevoi. God bless you and your family. God bless.